question. When you look at that, first thing I want to share with you, they were trying to trick Jesus. That's the first thing. And 9 times out of 10, when they were trying to trick Jesus, guess what he would counter with? A question. So he's asking them a question. Whose inscription is on this coin? And it was obviously Caesar's. Okay? I think he's saying you're living in 2 worlds. Yes, you are. You're living in the Roman world, but you're also living in my world. And you've got to live in both. And you've got to pay Caesar what's Caesar, but that does not take away your responsibility as a follower of God.
Right. And they were also setting him up in a trap.
They were trying to.
If you, hey, maybe you're one of those revolutionaries that says we shouldn't pay taxes and we should, rise up against the man. And if you're that guy, then we can get you in trouble and the Romans will take you out.
That's right.
And he wouldn't bite. So some of those are tricky because you have to take them in the historical context. What was going on there then that helps us understand how we would apply that here now?
Well, I would say in area, and I don't mean this in any way, the church and state separation that's taught by most people is erroneous. It's separation of God and government's what they're going after, and that can't be. But the thing that we try to say here on AFR and is the issue that the church, the Christian, should be involved in the process of citizenship. The whole idea is citizenship, and I call it the stewardship of citizenship in the United States has some requirements as a believer.
Absolutely.
And it's to be involved.
Right.
And so I think you need to be. Okay, thank you, Joe. Let's go next to Illinois, and let's talk to Tony. Tony, welcome.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing great today. Good to have you, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, I heard you talk earlier, but I'm in business for myself and my family, and we went through a similar situation this past 6 or 8 months. So we haven't went bankrupt, but we've really had to do some soul searching, and I've really had to just talk to God about a lot of things and that I should have been talking to him about all along. And I just want to tell you how much this program has blessed me today.
Amen, Tom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I bump into so many people, that are in this situation because if you're going to try to do something, there's a chance you're going to fail. The only way to avoid failure is to never attempt to do anything, frankly, and that is failure.
That's right.
Never attempting to do anything is failure. So the fact that you are doing something is already a success. And I know, like in filmmaking, they'll try to sell a film for 5 years and never successfully do it because it's hard. It's just hard. And then they think, I just wasted 5 years. And I say, no, you didn't. Look at your character. Look at what God has done to teach you things on that journey. So even if the journey doesn't end up at the destination that you pictured in your head when you started, God doesn't care. That's no big deal. It's okay because he has a destination for you that's more about your character and the kind of person he's shaping you to be and how you will affect other people in your lives than simply about the picture you had when you were younger of what you wanted to do. He can redeem any failure and turn it into a blessing.
Amen. Tony, thank you for calling. Thank you. That encourages me
Yay.
to know that the programming today, which is different than we normally do, and Alex couldn't be on, God used it to touch lives. So even in Alex's failure to get on, God uses the blessing. Isn't that great?
Amen.
He does that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tony. Let's go to Texas and talk to Barbara. Barbara, welcome to Exploring the Word.
Thank you. Your program is always a joy. And I just wanted to tell Phil Vischer, we purchased all of the What's in the Bible series for our grandchildren, and our grandson, who is in elementary school, went to Sunday school one day and began to speak to his teacher about the cycle of apostasy. She looked at him and she said, Curtis, where did you get that? And he, from What's in the Bible. And so I just want to tell you what a blessing that has been to our family and to our children.
Thank you very much. That's really great to hear. We had there's a professor at Wheaton College near where I live who teaches third grade Sunday school at his church. And he offered the kids a piece of candy if anyone could name one of the judges. And a little third grade girl stood up and named every judge in chronological order. And he flipped out and said, how do you know this? And she said, what's in the Bible? Because we turned it into a song and made it sticky. So I love to hear that. I really appreciate the call.
I've got to get that one. And I've got to get the one about the minor prophets.
Yes, yes.
'Cause to this day,
They're a little tricky.
okay. Where does Haggai fit? You know, and I struggle with that. Now I got Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, and Colossians.
Yes.
That's the General Electric Power Company, GEPC. So I got that.
That's
one.
very impressive.
Yeah, I thought